Hello Year 4 and welcome back to our second week of home learning and your second week of spelling. So we're actually going to continue working on the rule that we looked at last week, which is adding the suffix ation to root words. So when we add that to verbs, to our action words, it actually changes them into nouns. We're going to have a look at some more of these words with the suffix ation and explore some of the rules a little bit further. So just to start us off, make sure you've got a pencil and a pen and a piece of paper. And I'm going to give you about 30 seconds. See if you can remember and jot down any of our Asian spelling words from last week. Ready, steady, go. Can you think of any words that we learned last week that end in Asian? See if you can think of any now. Hopefully you've thought of some already. I'll just remind you of some of them that we had from last week. So we had information, sensation, preparation, vibration, decoration, donation, duration, registration, population, and determination. Okay, you might have thought of some more. So today we're going to look at some other words ending in ation, and actually all of the words I'm going to show you today follow the same rule, that when we add the suffix we have to do something, we have to drop a letter. So I'm going to ask you to see in a moment if you can spot what that rule might be. Is it when the root word ends in an E, we remove the E and add ation? Is it that the root word ends in a Y, we remove the Y and add IC and then ation? Or do we just simply add ation to these root words? Have a look now and think, what would the root word of each of these spellings be? Have a go, take that ation off. Does it look right if we don't add anything back on? Have a go now, pause the video if you'd like, and for each of those words, see if you can write the root word, which might give you a clue about which spelling rule, when we add ation, we need to think about this week. Pause the video and I'll show you the answers. Okay, here come your answers. So, we have got adoration becomes adore, admiration becomes admire, coronation becomes coronate, detonation becomes detonate, observation becomes observe, location becomes locate, generation becomes generate, exploration becomes explore, combination becomes combine, and illustration becomes illustrate. So what do you notice about the root words for each of our spelling words this week? Which rule do we have to remember before we add ation? Just have a look. Look down our root words here. What did we have to do before we added ation onto the end? Have you spotted it? Hopefully you have. So all of these root words end in an E. Therefore, before we add the suffix ation, we have to drop that E and then add ation. All of our spelling words follow that rule this week. So make sure that you have written down our spelling words for this week correctly, each with the ation spelt correctly, remembering the T-I-O-N makes the shun sound. And I'd like you to spend 5 minutes now. You could write those out in rainbow writing. You could write them out in a sentence. You could draw some pictures around them to help you remember the meanings of those words. Just spend 5 minutes getting familiar with the words. Again, you could make some flashcards, and you could have someone test you using some flashcards, or you can just practice looking at those and spelling them out a few times, just to get yourself familiar with the words. Remember, you can always log on to Edshed and practice some of the games on there for our rule this week. Well done for your first spelling lesson. See you tomorrow for our second.